Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house. And today we're gonna do a quick comparison review between the Grimsmo knives Norseman here and the Holt Bladeworks Specter. So, very, very cool knives indeed. This guy is made in Canada and this guy is made in the US. So they are both famous because they both use CNC machining in order to achieve this level of awesomeness. The Norseman is 8.625 inches long when open, and the Specter is 8.125. In fact, if you can see, the blade length is almost the same. This is 3.625 inches and this is 3.6 inches. But the handle, you have this chunk, this little chunk protruding from the Norseman, which is going to give a worst blade to handle ratio compared to the Specter. Also, the steel used is going to be very different because the Norseman is employing RWL 34, and in this case the Specter is using CPM S20 CV, or sometimes you can find also M390 steel, or if you're fancy you can get also some Dama steel for both of them. In this case, the blade finish is tumbled and acid etched. In this case, it's just like a pretty cool, beautiful mirror polish with a subtle stone wash finish to it. In both cases, we're talking about titanium frame lock. This is version 3, by the way, and it's the finishes can be different depending on the model you're gonna choose. In both cases, you have a very, very nice machined work going on. I mean, this pattern here is the moray, and it's beautifully done, guys. In this case, you have a reverse honeycomb pattern. You can choose in both cases like several patterns. So this is not just like this is just indicative of these two specific design patterns over here. In this case, for example, you have a dual anodization job going on. You see like a blue and ice blue contrast over here. In this case, you only have anode job in the hardware and not on the handle. But you can also get anodization for the handle as well. The weight is going to be something truly different because the Norseman is much heavier, weighing in at 4.97 ounces, almost 5 ounces, whereas this guy is going to be 3.6 ounces, and it really feels super light in the hand because of the heavily skeletonization going on inside of the handles. There's no skeletonization going on for the Norseman, and you also have thicker slabs and bigger. So that's why the blade, the weight is it's so much. They're both using bearings as a pivoting system. The price is gonna be. Table price for the Norseman is starts at $900 US, more or less. For the Specter, you're gonna need $750 roughly, but they use like a lottery system in order for you to acquire the knife, so you're gonna end up paying a little bit more for this guy if you don't win the lottery. So overall, the value, the purchase price is going to be higher for the Specter, even if the table price it's lower. The grip, the Norseman has a pretty nice grip and good feeling, great ergo in the hand. I truly appreciate how they did this chamfering, this milling going on over here in order for you to deploy the lock bar, and the Holt also feels like exceptional in the hand. There's a little bit less milling going on, but nonetheless it's going to be very, very easy for you to unlock to unlock the lock bar. Fit and finish on both are, just stellar because they use like very, very tight tolerances. Something, to point out is that the Norseman doesn't have, the Norseman has a lanyard hole over here, which is stealing, as we said, some space for the handle, because if you check the blade, it just leaves this much space unused. Whereas if you check the Specter, just has much less space unused, but has no lanyard hole. Both are going to be super easy to disassemble. In this case, you have like basically 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. The pivot is captive in this case, and it's free spinning in this one. But nonetheless, both are going to be pretty straightforward to disassemble. Something that is very interesting, and it's only in the Specter, is that they provide you a tool in order for adjust the detent strength, which is gonna reflect into a different kind of action. So if you want a stronger flipper, you're gonna be able to do so, whereas in the Northman you have just one option, and it's the factory one. So I really appreciate the fine tuning you can apply to your Specter. The action is it's very different, because even if these guys are running on bearings, this is the action of the Norseman. You see, it's very nice, but you have the detent ball, which is nicely shaved off to give to confer a little bit more smoothness to the overall action, which is too recessed back. You see, so you have this this action like right before the ball hits the detent ball ramp, where you have the lock bar rubbing up against the tang of the blade, therefore being less smooth, and then it's becoming like very smooth. In the case of the Specter, it's very different. You don't have like really a detent ball. You have like something like very different right there, which is right up against the tang. So the moment you unlock the lock bar, and it's gonna hit right away the tang. So the smoothness is instant, it's immediate. So I think this is just a clever solution to remove that that feeling when you try to have the detent ball to go up to the detent ball ramp. So very, very little detail that I truly appreciate in the Specter. Something that I also prefer for the Specter is the classy look. I mean, this is like, I think in my opinion, it's much sleeker and elegant than the Norseman. But where the Norseman wins, it's, in my opinion, the maybe the more heavy duty jobs that can face, because it's just the handle, it's bigger, and this guy feels a little bit more robust than this one, but both are gonna be pretty good knives, but I just feel that this guy can sustain a little bit more abuse, also because of the shape of the blade. Having this recurve profile over here, it means that, for example, if you're shredding some cardboard and you push cut, the cardboard, for example, will stay in the center more than this one. But if you check the thickness of the blade, which are comparable, and if you check the grind, this is a full flat grind, so this is going to be much more a better slicer than this guy over here. But in this case, you have this tanto tip, which is going to be good if you need to scrape things off, something that you cannot really do as well as the Norseman over there. Also, something that it's in favor of the Norseman is that they pack in the box some nano oil to lube your knife, and I really appreciate that. So I think both are pretty good contendant for the best CNC machined knife in North America, at least. And I truly appreciate the pros and cons of each one of them. And they're both pretty good knives. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.